Thank you for staying tuned with us. You're still into the special interview celebrating the University of Calabar at 50. Of course, this is a series, and you know that this series is dedicated to celebrating the incredible individuals who have shaped the history and legacy of our beloved institution. You're still listening to 103.5 FM, and of course, you still have Professor Emeritus Chris Nwamuo in the building, and Michelle Idawaset, your beloved host. And yes, we've been Professor Chris has taken us down memory lane from when the university started and how he started his journey, his impact in the society and internationally as well. So if you just joined us, don't worry, you've not missed out at all, because you know what, we still have some amazing conversations to get into. And still in conversation, yes, of course, I'm here to ask Professor. Yes, Professor. Now we're going into, we've talked about the early years, we've talked about building the arts of University of Calabar, we've talked about your academic journey, we also talked about you being an orator and also the honors and recognitions you've actually achieved during, your this life's journey and your academic journey as well. Now we're going to be looking at the influence of the University of Calabar at 50. Also, if we look at 5 decades, 5 decades has gone by. How would you describe the University of Calabar's journey from a young university to a symbol of academic and cultural excellence in Nigeria?
Well, that's a big question. But from the early days when the university was struggling for space
Okay.
for Senate meetings, space for hostel accommodation, for student registration, examination problems, release of results, staff discipline, and poor infrastructure, Unical has grown and developed into a modern university of excellence.
I agree with you.
Unical now ranks about one of the 8 best universities in Nigeria. Students now register online.
Yeah.
Results are uploaded on time. General infrastructure has massively improved. You would think, looking at Unical, you would think you're looking at Unical in the air.
Yeah.
There are regular inaugural lectures, staff promotions. Students are performing well, both in local examinations, professional examinations, and outside. New departments and faculties have been established, and many of them have been accredited. Generally, university is quite different from what it was in the early years.
Okay.
50 years ago, it's a long time.
It's a long time.
University has really matured with the complexity of maturity. The establishment of faculties of pharmacy, engineering, nursing science, mass comm have added to the curricular offerings of the university and have helped to raise the ranking and rating of the university. At 50, Unical was able to recognize heroes, members of the alumni who have helped to develop the university. Unical gathered them, gave them awards in recognition of what they have done. Unical was also able, for the first time, to increase the number of emeritus professors. In the past 5 years, there have been 5 emeritus professors. in the 50 years of Unical, 50 years,
Yeah.
5 emeritus professors. But in this celebration of Unical at 50, at this convocation, 3 more were added.
That makes it 8.
That makes it 8. But don't go back to who have slept in the Lord amongst the 8.
Oh, wow.
So it is not easy to anoint, to invest emeritus professors because of the economic involvement, because of the requirements. So for this administration to add 3 in 50 years is history being made.
Wow.
History was made. And if you ask me, and that has added to the rating of University of Calabar internationally.
Internationally.
What else did we get that was so remarkable about this? Apart from recognizing the heroes and giving them awards, establishing 3 more emeritus professors, there was a research fair.
Yes.
That attracted many more people. Many more people participated this year than they had ever done. And that research fair was to showcase research exploits and patents of staff. It was a remarkable thing. Plus, again, celebration at 50 is not a joke.
Yeah.
All the fair, all the flamboyance attracted so many people. And it's something we need to do again in the future, improve on that. I think this celebration of 50, Unical at 50, was really a bumper celebration. And help university generate a lot of money for development purposes. One of the requirements of becoming a global or international citizen is that you would have skills in research, computer skills, and if possible, second language skills. With the current emphasis on research and global knowledge economy and the requirements of the world of work, Unical has to focus attention on preparing students to meet the demands and expectations of employers of labor. That means, again, to ensure that it gives students adequate preparation to meet the challenges of the 21st century.
Okay.
It will further showcase university as being committed to the motto of the university, knowledge service. It is very important. One of the expectations of education in Africa, and again, education at the University of Calabar, is to make education responsive and relevant to the demands of the society in which it belongs, because it is all for development.
True.
The Millennium Development Goal stresses that education is a bedrock of development in any society. Universities should model her programs towards orientation, towards change and innovation to give students the needed impactful education that can help change the society. The students can carry on the motto of the university and become faithful to it and the legacy of the university knowledge for service, if we review their curriculums in line with the demands of the job market and the world of work, students will want to live in the society and generate confidence around themselves because their degrees have equipped them with the tools to survive. You were talking about the final advice.
Well, before we get to that, Prof, you've actually highlighted core moments that stood out for you during the celebration.
Yeah.
When the 50th celebration. First of all, it was the fact that 3 emeritus were added to the 5 that we had in the university. Also, you made it that the research fair was actually one of its, a kind that took place right here in the university. And also from what I could get again, while
the heroes,
celebrating heroes, and also talking about the legacy of the university, what it can do for students is that it should provide or give impactful education to students. And, this is actually, key points or highlights that has actually, made sense. Now, let us, if we want to look at this, you've also looked at the future, what the university should do, and now want to look at the advice you would give to students out there. What would you, or as someone who has experienced the growth and development of the University of Calabar, what advice would you give to current and prospective students? How can they make the most of their time at the university and also contribute to the institution's ongoing success?
I want, pardon me.
Okay.
I get personal.
Okay.
Lady Donge said.
Yes, sir. Yes, Prof. Nwamuo.
Is it really easy to propose, to suggest advice or plan for the Gen Z generation?
It is, Prof. It is.
Listen to you.
Listen to you. This is what I'm
interested in themselves
right now.
They are much more interested in themselves.
Okay, Prof.
Not in any other person.
Let's give them benefit of the doubt. Okay.
If you insist.
Yes, I insist.
We'll give them something. Say something.
Yes, please.
I think we can say that those of them in the university should take advantage of the fact that they are here and make sure that while they are passing through the university, that the university passes through them. They should allow themselves benefit from university programs while they are here, because there may not be another opportunity for them to come back and get what they're missing or what they have lost. 3, they should focus on their programs and their future ambition. You don't want to listen. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, great. Okay, I hope you have listened, you have heard. Daddy says that Gen Z, you will not hear, but I was able to convince him and not to confuse him that you, my dear Gen Zs, are already taking this advice. Okay, Prof, before I let you go, it has actually been an amazing time with you. What message would you like to leave with our listeners? Besides the students right here on campus, we also have people listening to you. And of course, they will want you to also drop a word of advice to them. And also, for those future, we'll say the future of Unical, the future of the University of Calabar. That's the students who will be coming up and who will also continue to shape the university future's legacy. What message would you give to them?
Well, again, the philosophy of futurism
Yeah.
is based on guesses. If this happens,
Okay.
and so on. If we delve into that, I would say that Unical student radio listeners should make up their minds, decide on which radio station they listen to regularly to get authentic daily news and information. And for now, is a Unical Radio International.
Oh, thank you.
Because listening to them, you get first-hand information, news about your environment and the world beyond. So, for now, it is Unical Radio International. It will help you be better informed, better educated, better prepared for the world ahead. You know that there are no two of them, no two ways of it. So, thank you so very much.
I'm clapping already.
Lady, thank you for giving me the opportunity to interact with you.
Thank you so much,
I'm
Prof.
very, very grateful.
Thank you so much, Prof, for gracing us with your presence. Okay, my darling listeners, I hope it has been an amazing time. For me, it has actually been not just amazing, it has been knowledgeable, it has been insightful as well. Well, it has actually been, great time here. And today's discussion has taken us through the incredible journey of a trailblazer, Professor Chris Nwamuo. He has also talked about, I'm going to dwell on the advice he actually dished out. First of all, as a student, you have an advantage or you are already here in the university. So take the advantage of the fact that you are already here. Also, while you're passing through the university, allow the university to pass through you. I would also say that while you also focus on your studies, because Prof made emphasis on focusing on your studies so that you will be well equipped and developed. All right, make good use of the opportunity you have now while you're on campus, because they might not have it again. You might not have this opportunity again. I want to say thank you so much, Prof, one more for joining us and for generously sharing your inspiring story. Your journey continues to light the path of our future generations as we also always continue to celebrate the University of Calabar at 50. Your life work reminds us not only of where we have come, but also of the bright future that lies ahead. A big thank you to the entire Unical Radio International team. Thank you so much for making this edition a success. Anyways, do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we're Unical Radio International. On X, we're Unical Rain 1. On Instagram, we are Unical Rain. You can also listen to us on yrka.org/Unical Radio International. As Prof also said, he concluded with a message that the only radio station you should be listening to is 103.5 Unical Radio International. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for excellence. I still remain your lovable, amiable host, Michelle Idoneset. Until I come your way again, stay blessed.